Yeah, I know. I just made her kind of nervous out there.
I thought the same thing.
But you know, they have like the super tight community and they all like work together and stuff, and they're like, oh, that's so appreciate how. Like here we always talk about that kind of stuff.
They have to
do it. They have to. You know,
Yeah,
they're
no,
actually.
They have no choice.
They do it. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Michael?
Morning.
That was back east. She looks like. And Caroline does. I wish I was.
Well, I had saw that music.
Oh, yes, it can.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So good. Weather-wise?
110 degrees. 44 Carol.
That's where when we had started writing the girls, so when she was just saying, down on that curve, that was an interesting to go turn on the water. That was on the ocean. And so in the fall, then she got another.
Morning. How are you?
Good.
Nice to
Tell
see
us
you
all
again.
about it again.
Oh yeah. Can't wait. You guys are old school at this now.
So,
Wow.
yep.
Yeah, well, it's different.
Oh, really? Up there. So 15 years.
Yeah.
It's better than it was. You know that really watch now.
Yeah.
See the good plug in.
Did you?
Suicide. Yeah, finally. I had to take the battery out of it. It locked it up.
No, I'm not gonna get myself, I'm gonna handicap myself that way. Right, Mary?
What's that, sir?
KLYC radio. We do not have press. This is radio, KLYC radio. That would be me. You were asking for classifieds. We don't have a classified ads department. What can I help you with?
Pretty. I got me a fling wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'd love to talk to you about ready to go. Go into a county commissioners meeting. Can we call you back? What's your name? Okay.
Yeah.
503-538-2108. And what kind of, you looking for workers, or are you looking for a job, or what are you looking for? Oh, okay. Which company? Okay. Prestige is a retirement center? Okay. And Michael, 503-538-2108. And yeah, the meeting's just starting here in a couple of minutes, but we will call you back this morning. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Not my job. Not my job. That's right. Morning. Welcome. Thank you for coming to the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners formal session for March 29th, 2018. We'll begin today's meeting with a flag salute. Mark, would you lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This is the time we now have set aside for invocation prayer, and I'm pleased today to introduce Michael Riley, who grew up in Newburgh, actually has roots on Parrot Mountain with the original family that homesteaded Parrot Mountain, graduated from Newburgh High School. After graduating from Linfield, he married his wife, Kelly. They now have 3 children, and he now works for Young Life, which is a Christian nonprofit that works with adolescents who are searching for a better relationship in their faith. And he's worked for Young Life in McMinnville for 10 years. Michael, thanks for coming today. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So, Craig,
Yeah.
God, we invite you to this place and pray for peace in this land, in this county, as I reflect on this being Thursday of Holy Week and the day that you had your Last Supper, the day that you washed your disciples' feet. Pray that we as a people would serve each other the way that you did. We'd be willing to go across the divide that is between us and be willing to humble ourselves the way that you did. Pray for the decisions that need to be made, that there would be wisdom, discernment that needs to be had in order to make the wisest decision. Pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Thank you. Michael,
Thank you.
thanks for the work that you're doing with kids.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Happy Easter. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to item A, which is public comment. Anybody want to make a comment? No? All right, we'll move on to item B, which is the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I so move.
Motion to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. On to item C, old business, which is the consideration of the adoption of findings in support of a mass gathering permit for the 2018 Memorial Weekend boat races at Rogers Landing Park. The applicants are Newburgh Boat Club, the Columbia Outboard Racing Association, and it was tentatively approved on March 15th, 2018.
Madam Chair, move approval.
All right, we have a motion to approve item C1, which is the consideration of the findings of the mass gathering permit. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes unanimously. Commissioners Primusich, Olson, and Sterrett voting in the affirmative. Item D is other business. We have none. Public hearings. Item E1, which is the mass gathering permit application for the 2018 Wildwood Music Festival event to be held on July 20th, 21st, 22nd of 2018. And the applicant is Kimberly Hamlin. Hi, Kimberly. Thanks for coming.
Katie's sorry she couldn't be here this time. She was out of the country with her daughter, so
Oh, nice.
she was out exploring the world.
Madam Chair, do you want to open the public hearing?
Yes, so we'll open the public hearing for the mass gathering permit application.
Okay. You just want me to tell you a little bit about it again?
Yes.
Okay. So this is our 7th year? God, I'm kind of losing track now. I think it's our 7th year, and we have about 23 bands on the docket this year. It's going to be a great year for us. And last year was our biggest year yet, and we raised a bunch of money for the food bank and the grad kids night in Wilmina. They do our dishes, so we pay them to do that, and then they also fundraise during the event. And so that was great. And then we also do like a daycare thing, and people raise funds for that. So we have a lot of different little pockets where we bring the community in, and a lot of teenagers come and help. And thankfully, they're monitored by adults. But it's been really good. We've had no problems so far at all. So a couple neighbor complaints here and there, but we've worked it out throughout the years. So everything's been going pretty good. I think last year we had about 1,500 people show up. So this year we're capping it, and we're not selling any more than that. So we don't want to get too crazy. Too many people is a little too much for us. So.
Well, it's definitely grown.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe how successful we've actually been, considering we have done very little marketing, and people just love coming out. So most of our people are still coming from Portland. A lot of people coming from like Eugene and Corvallis now are coming in a little bit more, and some of the Salem people are finding us. So still mostly Portland draw. And some outer perimeter. I can't believe like some people from like Florida and Canada and stuff come. So it's kind of weird.
Very nice.
It's cool that they make it, but
Well, good. All right. Do we have any comments?
I think the only comment I will make is I'm certainly for this. I think it means a lot to the West Valley, and also the benefactors of the event are all worthwhile organizations. So I think it's an excellent event.
So at this time,
Yeah, I just really appreciate the efforts that's been put into it over these last few years when it was just getting started, and a lot of work and a lot of trying to appease people and make them aware that this wasn't going to turn into some kind of a wild, unruly crowd. And it's really has grown and become something that I think the community is starting to embrace very well. So, and again, as Commissioner Olson indicated, the money is going to some very worthwhile causes. So
that's a very family-friendly event. We've had a lot of kids, and now that like, I mean, some of those kids like run the grounds now. Like they do our garbage crew, and then we put those kids to work. Some of the older, they age up, and then they want to be part of it. You know,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool to see them like growing up there. It's really neat to see. So
it's a good event.
I would note that we have not heard any concerns from public agencies or members of the public, and but I would also point out that we, as with the Rogers Landing, that we usually waive all but $250 of the permit application fee if there's a charitable component, and I guess so you would want to confirm that those components that were there in the past that she's been speaking about are there this time as well.
so the food bank and the grad night are still part of the...
yeah, for sure.
Okay,
yeah, every
great.
year. So
All
we
right.
do a thing with Hampton where they actually match, Hampton Leonard matches our food bank donations. All the bands give us each, and we raffle that whole thing off. So I think last year it was about $600 from each of us into the food bank. So that was really great. So.
All right, so then we'll close the public hearing? Or,
You might want to make sure that no one from the public is here to comment.
all right, is anyone here to comment on the mass gathering permit? All right.
Okay.
Okay, so then we'll close the public hearing, and we have a motion to approve and then also waive everything but $250 of the permit fee.
I would make a motion that we approve the application for this mass gathering permit and waive all the fees but the $250, which is normal when the proceeds from these events go to charitable groups. So that'd be my motion.
All right, we have a motion to approve item E1. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Let the record show that Commissioner Primizich, Starrett, and Olson voted in the affirmative on item E1. Thank you,
guys.
Kimberly. Thank you.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Madam Chair, we would bring back the written findings on this would ask for 2 weeks to April 12th so that we can get documentation from the applicant and get those completed.
All right. Thank you, Council. All right. Item F, we have no further announcement. Is there anything else, Commissioners?
Go ahead, Commissioner.
No, that's fine.
I just want to say that much like Commissioner Privilege, yesterday I had a good session in Salem to talk about economic development in time of disaster and the effect it has on affordable housing, and it was very informative, and I have a packet of information. I'll make copies of it, make sure that both the commissioners get it. So
Thank you.
Well, as you know, I just returned early this morning from Washington, D.C. Spent 4 days in workshops on workforce development, which is a critical issue, and there were some tremendously informative workshops that I was able to attend and bring information back from. Being the chief local elected official for our four-county area, I will be working with our executive director and the chair of our workforce board to make certain that we are engaged in the activities that were brought forward in this conference, because it's workforce development is changing rapidly, and one of the biggest, an all-day workshop I spent was family-centered workforce development, and recognizing that just training a person to take a job is not going to ensure that that person, number one, gets into the work, and number two, can stay, because we have so many single parents out there, and they get the job, then their daycare falls apart, their car breaks down, they get evicted from their home. It's not that they don't want to be at work, but they don't show up for work. Now they're out of work again. So it's something that we have to take a look a little bit beyond just training for the skill. So there were a lot of different workshops I was able to attend, but I'm excited about the opportunity to work with our workforce people in Salem and make sure that we are incorporating in all of our activities the full range of services that are necessary. So anyway, more to come.
All right, thank you for making the trip, Commissioner. Appreciate it. All right, well, if there's nothing else for the good of the order today, we will conclude the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners formal session for March 29th, 2018. It's 10:11. Thank you all.